All right, let's now go right across to Borea Majumdar, and of course Rasesh Mandhani also joins us from Mumbai, and of course Rohit Singh from Ranchi. But going to you first, Borea. Of course, you've been enjoying all the Bollywood festivities outside the MCG, but what about the rain and the weather, and of course the pitch and the conditions and the fans that you have standing behind you?
Three questions you said. What about the weather? At this point in time, it's still bright and sunny. It's been bright and sunny. Prediction is for spotty showers later on. So the first innings will go scot-free. Only spotty showers later on in the evening. So if you ask me, chance of curtailment considerably less. If there is a curtailed game, Bangladesh gets an advantage. Having said that, one should expect a full game. Second question, conditions. Conditions will favour the batting side. Wind, toss, bat first. 300 pitch, good batting deck, Indians in great spirit. Third question, fans. You can see people from all over the world. They're all supporting India, some supporting Bangladesh. This is quite incredible what you are seeing in front of the MCG. As I said in that walkthrough, Himanshu, the kind of Bollywood festivities that I'm seeing here is quite sensational. Can I have a cheer for India, please?
Yeah, India will win. India will win. India will win. India will win. Bharat जीतेगा. Bharat जीतेगा. India.
So there you have it. It's quite unbelievable, the scenes that you're seeing here. It's still about an hour to go for the match, but the MCG is already a sea of blue and a tinge of green and red. Interestingly, Rabindranath Tagore has done the national anthem for both these countries. So I can see, I can hear Jana Gana Mano, I can hear I'm a Shonar Bangla Tomaye Bhalobashi. It's unbelievable scenes here at the MCG, Himanshu.
Right, Borea, stay with those fans. We'll come back to you in a bit. Well, their performance in the group stage is history now, and the real World Cup for India will start today with the quarter-final game against Bangladesh. While Dhoni's men have been unstoppable so far, expect Bangladesh to play some fearless cricket like they did against England. Here's more on what to expect.
The verdict in the second quarter-final seems to be overwhelming in Team India's favour. On paper or on the field, going by performance in the tournament or judging by the records, Bangladesh just does not seem to have the firepower to match Team India.
I'll go 80-20 in a I mean, it's a two-horse race. You know, I know India are good, but on their day, the other thing, MCG, there'll be a great atmosphere, and there'll be one of the. I mean, I'm doing that game. It'll be one of the great days of this tournament.
The World Cup Down Under has capitulated the Indian team sky high.
Oh, what a shot!
The team is high on performance, high on winning, and now have to realise the high of picking the cup once again. Clearly, the past does not matter now. What will matter is what happens in Melbourne. India have been on a winning streak, but will be aware that the Tigers from Bangladesh have a happy knack of upsetting the favourites apple cart. They beat India in the 2007 World Cup. Then they beat England recently to knock the Lions out of the tournament. They even came close to upsetting New Zealand.
Each match, you got to think about how you want to play the game and not worry too much about the opposition. So far, our standard of playing, it has been fantastic to watch, and we should stick to that and not worry too much about the opposition.
However, India have all bases covered. Every batsman in the team has had a decent knock in the middle. All the bowlers have hit a purple patch, and the team is fielding like tigers. So what's the worry about? Nothing much for Team India. Just one thing, the law of averages is not on India's side. With Shivani Gupta in Melbourne, Sports Bureau headlines today.
When you're playing quarter-final, it's very important. All the matches gonna be in pressure situation. We need to just go there and play into what we have in the dressing room. We can't just think what they have. We have played a lot of matches against them. We just need to play positive cricket. Need to do proper process in bowling, batting, and fielding. And I think whoever do well in knockout stages definitely is the team going to win the World Cup. So I think it's gonna start. Main World Cup gonna start tomorrow for us.
Our focus is to playing all-out good cricket. I mean, we're the team,
we can't change one or two players, can't change the whole game. So we are the team, as a fielding, as a batting group, as a bowling group, as even once we fielded, once we all doing good in together, we do well. So we are focusing on everywhere basically, not just on particular area.
All right, so apart from Borea Majumdar in Australia, we've got our reporters all across India. We've got Rasesh Mandhani in Mumbai, we've got Rohit Singh in Ranchi, and of course Indrajit in Kolkata. Let's now go across to Rasesh Mandhani first in Mumbai. Rasesh, give us a sense of all the passion and intensity in Mumbai ahead of this big game.
Yes, Himanshu, a while back, Borea reporting from Melbourne was telling us how Melbourne's been flooded with a sea of blue with a tinge of green. That tinge of green will still make some noise because, if there's one country which can match the sort of enthusiasm for cricket, it is Bangladesh. But, it will need a lot more than passion, a lot more than excitement for Bangladesh to beat India. And I think that's the sense I get with the fans and what we expect from this game. Let's get their perspective in. आपको क्या लग रहा है? India versus Bangladesh knockout match. कोई फिक्र है या comfortable India जीतेगा?
कंफर्टेबल इंडिया जीतेगा कंफर्टेबल इंडिया जीतेगा
इंडिया क्यों मतलब अब तक 6 मुकाबले लगातार इंडिया जीता है यहाँ से 3 कदम दूर विश्व कप की और इस तरह देखते हैं आप
पक्का इंडिया के जीते फाइनल में और आज भी वन साइड जीत जाएगा इसमें
वन साइड मैच होगा आपको भी ऐसे लगता है
नहीं लगता है वन साइड मैच होगा बांग्लादेश फाइट देगा थोड़ा
बांग्लादेश फाइट देगा अच्छा कौन सा एक खिलाड़ी है जो इस मैच में तस्वीर बदल सकता है
अजय की रहाणे लगता है
अच्छी बैटिंग आपको क्या लगता है
हमें तो शुरुआत से ही लगता है कि दोनों ओपनर प्लेयर थे वही
आपका फेवरेट प्लेयर कौन है
मेरा तो रहना विराट कोहली
Virat Kohli, Suresh Raina, and a lot of them, it's the first time that India is playing without the Mumbai boy Sachin Tendulkar. So some of them banking for the likes of Rahane and Rohit to come good. Himanshu, remember Rohit's bat hasn't quite done the talking. He's known to be a big match player. Who knows? Perhaps today is his day. The knockouts is his time. But the people here are making enough noise to ensure that India is very well supported through this tournament. And in the sense one gets is India is not just looking at this quarterfinals, perhaps 3 steps away from the big trophy.
Right, Rasesh, I'm sure they've had their breakfast. Can you get them to cheer as loudly for India as they can?
बिल्कुल आप मजा नहीं आ रहा है मतलब किस तरह आप चीयर करेंगे इंडिया को चीयर हो जाए इंडिया के लिए
लाउड वन
ए पे पूरे इंडिया खुद जोर से बताया इंडिया hopefully Himanshu with some more breakfast they'll make some more noise but I'm sure the noise that we are getting through the cricket centers around the country it tells us how much excitement there is for this game and for India in this World Cup.
Right, Rasesh, stay with us, we'll come back to you in a bit. Let's now go across to Rohit who's joining us from Ranchi. Rohit, are the fans planning to follow some specific rituals or superstitions during the game to wish good luck to Mahendra Singh Dhoni and his team?
Well, Himanshu, right now we are in Ranchi and we are right now at the Harmu ground. From here, Dhoni's residence is just 50 meters away and this is the ground where Dhoni used to come up early in his initial days and practice cricket, and today we are seeing young budding cricketers also. They are also practicing at the same ground, at the same pitch, and let's get in a reaction from these small children who are the budding talent of the country. ये बताइए आज इतना बड़ा मैच होने वाला है, क्या लगता है कैसा परफॉर्मेंस होगा इंडिया का?
इंडिया का तो अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस होगा, हमको लगता है कि इस बार इंडिया जीतेगा। हाँ।
बांग्लादेश लगता है कोई फाइट दे पाएगा, मुश्किल करेगा इंडिया के लिए?
नो।
कौन सबसे अच्छा प्लेयर आज आपको लगता होगा खेलेगा?
MS धोनी।
MS धोनी।
That's sure।
आप बताइए आप लोग कौन सा लगता है कौन प्लेयर आज सबसे अच्छा खेलेगा?
MS धोनी।
धोनी क्यों?
ओपनिंग बैट्समैन अगर नहीं चलते तो MS धोनी ही आते हैं, MS धोनी ही जान है टीम के।
MS धोनी जान है टीम के और खासकर यहाँ से आते हैं इसीलिए ज्यादा आप लोग के फैन भी हैं आप लोग के?
हाँ, हम लोग बहुत बड़े फैन हैं MS धोनी के।
फैन है?
हाँ, और
ग्राउंड में आप लोग प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं जहाँ धोनी प्रैक्टिस किया करते थे बचपन में?
हाँ, और हम उन्हीं के स्कूल में ही पढ़ते हैं, JVM शैम्बी
पढ़ते हैं आप लोग?
हाँ।
कैसा लगा? तो आपको लगता है ये इजी मैच होगा बांग्लादेश के साथ या थोड़ा सा सीरियसली मैच खेलना होगा?
थोड़ा सीरियस हो सकता है पर जीतेगा तो इंडिया ही।
कौन जीतेगा?
इंडिया।
तो एक चीयर हो जाए इंडिया के लिए?
इंडिया जीतेगा।
Well, so that's the word from the small kids here, the budding talent of the country, that India will win this match, and obviously they are banking on their local boy, Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
All right, thanks a lot, Rohit. Stay with us. I'll come back to you in a bit. We'll talk to some of the other reporters later, but first, let's now talk to Andrew and Nikhil about this big game. Andrew, are you expecting any big changes to the Indian lineup, or for that matter, even the Bangladesh lineup, given the pitch and the conditions?
No, it's come to the time in the tournament where you've got your 11 men that are going to win you the World Cup. There's no changes that are going to be made unless there's an injury. And yeah, for me, that's the end of the story. You got 11 men, and this is where you go from start to finish.
Do you expect the toss to also play a big part in this game?
Oh, look, as I've said yesterday and the day before, I said the team that wins the toss will bat, put the runs on the board. I've always been a big favourite in big games, put the runs on the board and make the opposition chase them down. You know, it always seems to be a good way to win a trophy, in my opinion. The teams that I used to play in, we had a lot of success doing that. And when there's pressure on, scoreboard pressure, finals pressure, that's the way to go about it.
Right, Nikhil, it just can't get any easier. A quarter-final just can't get any easier than this for India, a match against Bangladesh. But do you think pressure of expectations and complacency can be the two most important factors here for India?
Well, I guess in sport, the most difficult thing, Himanshu, is to go out there and keep performing on expected lines, because each time you do well, the expectations grow. And there's no easy or easier quarter-final. You can't say that in sport. Anything can happen. Cricket's a great game of uncertainties. Don't forget, Bangladesh has played some good cricket to get England out, a test-playing nation which has done well, but unfortunately wasn't the World Cup, or they haven't been in the best of form. So you've got to give credit where it's due. Bangladesh, yes, India is starting as favourites, but don't take them lightly. They'll come back and bite you. So you've got to be a little careful. No room for complacency whatsoever.
All right, so now go across live to Borea Majumdar, who's outside the MCG. Andrew, you had a question for Borea. Please go ahead and ask your question to Borea.
I do. Borea, Andrew Simons. Mate, have you spoken to any of the Indian team, support staff, groundsmen, anyone like that, to get a little bit of a report on the surface and the wicket?
The Indian support staff, Andrew, unfortunately is not allowed to speak to the media. Having said that, we did speak to a number of people here at the G, and they say it's a batting deck. A couple of friends did manage to speak to Ravi Shastri, the team director. He says it's a batting deck. You can expect a win toss bat first wicket. And the kind of fandom that you see here is quite incredible. To answer your question, it should be a batting wicket, except the weather. If that influences the decision, we don't know. But otherwise, it's a win toss bat first wicket is the team news. With your permission, I'll ask a couple of questions to these people and then throw back to you. There's a lady here who wants to sing a couple of lines of the two songs, the two national anthems. Madam, go for it.
I feel so proud that both the national anthems are written by Rabindranath Tagore. So for India, Jana Gana Mano Udhinayak Jayo He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata. And for Bangladesh, Amar Shonar Bangla, Ami Tomay Bhalobashi.
Okay, can we have a cheer for India?
Yeah, India will win, India will win, India will win, India will win, India will win.
Okay, if I can ask Manish to pan the camera, you can see it. For the first time, the Indians will have competition. I can tell you there's a lot of green and red here at the MCG, Himanshu. Andrew, this is quite an interesting one. It's not a whitewash or a blue wash like against South Africa. This is an interesting crowd stand. Every Indian supporter is being matched by Bangladesh. So it'll be quite heck of a game out here. Fingers crossed the weather holds up. If the weather holds up, it'll be quite fantastic.
All right, stay with us, Borea. We'll come back to you in a bit. Let's now go across to Indrajit, who's joining us from Kolkata. Indrajit, give us a sense of all the passion and energy in Kolkata. What are the fans planning there?
Well, yesterday when we were talking to fans, they were divided in their loyalties between, some between Bangladesh and India, because, Kolkata, of course, has historical and cultural ties with Bangladesh. Several of the families who stay here have their ancestors in Bangladesh. But let's get a sense from the ground, from the fans. Do you think that India will be complacent that they have got a minnow in front of them in the quarterfinals, or you should be, or the history of 2007 would be haunting India as they take to the field?
No, it's not like that. Like India has taken all the 60 wickets in 6 matches. So I don't think if the bowling attack is weak. So I don't like Bangladesh won't be able to pull down Indian batsmen. So this time India will.
He is saying that he is very confident about the Indian batsmen because all of them seems to be in the form. Do you think that's going to be the biggest advantage of India today?
Yeah, I think that India's batting it's very confident and all the players are in great form. Rana got 100 in the last match and all the Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli are in great form. But at starting they have to be a bit watchful as Bangladesh bowlers are very good. They are bowling very good lengths and good lines. So starting they should be a bit watchful and India's bowling has been great.
But it's going to be a historic match for Bangladesh. For the first time they are qualifying for the quarterfinals. But you think that it's going to pose any threat to India at all?
No, I think India is in a great form and they can beat Bangladesh. And the way they are batting is much praiseful, and I think they will beat them.
So that's the sense on the ground. One last time, how would you cheer for India today? It's not long before both the teams take to the fields.
See, I'm wearing blue and I would go for India. Go for India. Hip hip hooray. India will win the match.
So that's the mood here in Kolkata. People are rooting for India. They're saying that even though Bangladesh did cause an upset a few years back, but this time around, given India's form, India is going to have an easy time as far as today's match is concerned.
All right, thanks a lot, Indrajit, for those insights and those inputs. Andrew, of course, a very important and a very pertinent question here. The last time India played at the same ground, MCG, against South Africa, Ashwin and Shikhar Dhawan were the standout performers. Of course, they will hold the key for India this time as well.
Yeah, I thought Ashwin bowled well. He bowled very well. Yes. Under the circumstances, the middle order couldn't charge at him. But Shikhar Dhawan, I don't think anyone's bowled well at him early on in his innings to this point. And given the sort of information that's available to players now, I think opposition teams will attack him a lot better. I don't think he's a complete player yet. He's played well. He's scored a lot of runs, but I don't think teams have attacked him well, especially early in his innings. So I'll be very interested to see how Bangladesh attack him. They've got some pace early up, and I'll be very interested to see if he can handle that barrage.